Bro, it's time to wake up. You know that moment when you stop being like a puppy running after the girl, and suddenly she starts noticing you? It's not magic. It's pure emotional manipulation. The human mind, yes, hers too, reacts to what it doesn't have, to what seems unreachable. So, if you haven't realized yet that a lack of attention stirs up her emotions, congrats. You're in the beginner's class of relationships. Today, I'm going to rub the power of indifference in your face. If you're the type who keeps asking, why does she come after me when I disappear? Watch this video, but brace yourself. I'll break down how this dynamic works and teach you how to stop being an emotional doormat. Enough with the fluff. Let's get straight to the point. Look, I'll be blunt. The biggest mistake most men make is thinking they have to be like a lady's lapdog, always there, sending cute texts and showing interest 24/7. Think you're doing well? Nope.
In reality, you're being predictable and boring.
The fear of pulling away only shows you have zero control, neither over the situation nor over yourself. Spoiler, she's not going to lose interest because you pull back a bit. In fact, it's going to work the other way around. Remember that one time when you unintentionally got busy, or just got tired of being the good guy for a few days? Guess what? Suddenly she was all interested, texting you, doing things that seemed impossible before. Why is that? It's no coincidence, my friend. When you pull back, the game changes. She was there, happily swimming in your attention, and then, suddenly, poof, where are you? That's when things get interesting. She starts thinking about you more, wondering what's going on, and bam, you're on her mind without even trying. No, it's not a cheap trick. It's simply understanding that people value what's rare. If you're always available, you become predictable, a given. But when your attention becomes something scarce, that's when she starts appreciating and wanting more. And that's the beauty of indifference. You create the perfect space for her to miss you and desire your presence. Simple as that. All right, you get the idea of indifference. But now it's time to stop playing around and understand how this works in a woman's mind. I'm going to break it down into 3 parts, so you have no excuses for not understanding. The psychological impact, the right timing to pull back, and the dangers of going full-on ghost for too long. Number 1, psychological indifference, the magic of where are you? Let's go over this so you get it once and for all. Humans, her included, have a simple logic. Anything easy to get quickly becomes trash. Do you seriously think that if you're available 24 hours a day, she'll value you? Wake up. If you're always there, stuck to her like glue, she won't even remember you exist. Predictability is the graveyard of desire, my friend. Now, when you start pulling back, things change. And I'm not saying you should disappear completely, but create scarcity around your presence. That's when her brain goes into emergency mode. Suddenly, the guy who was always there has vanished, and her mind starts doing what? Looking for explanations, obviously. Where is he? Why isn't he replying? Did he get tired of me? She starts spiraling without even realizing it. And that's not all. Your absence creates a big gap. Before, you were as predictable as a soap opera. Now she's wondering if you're living your best life while she's stuck trying to figure it out. And guess what? Her brain hates losing control. The more you slip away, the more she starts wanting you back. Human nature has this flaw. It loves to chase what it can't have. So, as you pull back, what will she do? Exactly, she'll come after you. And please, don't tell me this is just an emotional manipulation trick. This is pure psychology, the basics of the basics. If you're always available, she'll see you like an office chair, always there, useful, but no one cares. But if you pull back, she starts wondering, wait, is he slipping away from me? And there you are, living rent-free in her head. That's how the brain works. Uncertainty is what keeps desire alive. If she feels you're guaranteed, that's it. She'll lose interest in no time. But if she senses that maybe, just maybe, you're slipping off her radar, her mind starts spinning. What's she going to do? Look for you, because now you're a challenge. And everyone knows, people love a challenge. No one wants what they already have in the bag. This is the truth. Well-applied indifference changes the game. You stop being the emotional doormat she can step on and become the guy she can't stop thinking about. Her brain goes into "I need him back" mode without even understanding why. And there, my friend, who's in control? You are. Number 2. When disappearing is a strategy, the right moment for indifference. Now that you get how indifference affects her mind, let's talk about the right moment to apply it, because if you do it wrong, it's over. There's no point in becoming the professional disappearer and vanishing for days or weeks. If you do that, it'll look like you've given up, and she'll cross you off her list faster than you think. The trick here is to be strategic. It's not about disappearing entirely, it's just about toning down the interactions. If you were the guy glued to your phone, sending messages every 5 minutes, stop. Start replying slower, come up with a few excuses, show that you have a life beyond hanging on your phone waiting for her. But don't go full-on uninterested or it'll backfire. The trick is creating a subtle shift. She'll notice you're not as available, but not enough to think you're gone for good. Take a little longer to respond. Don't always be available for a hangout. Small details that will make her wonder, unsure what to expect from you. And most importantly, the right timing will make her chase you more, want to win your attention back. That's when the game shifts. You put her in a position of challenge, and believe me, that only increases her interest. This subtle push and pull keeps things exciting and ensures you stay in control of this dance. If you're sick of being the pushover who accepts any scraps she gives and then gets tossed aside whenever she feels like it, then wake up. It's time to stop swallowing disrespect and turn this dirty game around. Go to the description and grab the digital book I left for you. After reading, you'll learn to be a real challenge, never bowing down again, and put any woman in her place without hesitation. Stop being walked on and tossed out like nothing. If you want respect, start acting like someone who commands it. Number 3, when indifference can backfire. Now pay attention, because this is where you can really mess up. As powerful as it is, indifference can backfire if used without caution. If the relationship is already shaky, with her pulling back or showing disinterest, disappearing suddenly will only speed up the downfall and she'll leave for good. You need to read the signs. If she's already giving you the cold shoulder, the last thing you want is to vanish and look like you've given up. In that situation, you need to be more calculated. Keep the contact, but at a low and measured frequency. Don't completely take yourself out of the game, but don't cling either, so you don't look desperate. And here's an important warning. Not every woman will see your disappearing act as some grand gesture. Some will see it as pure emotional immaturity. They'll think you don't care to invest in the relationship, and the result? They'll drop you without a second thought. So, indifference isn't a magic solution for everything. It's a tool that, if misused, can make you stumble. The secret is knowing how far to go. Pull back enough for her to miss you, but not so much that she writes you off as lost. The game is yours. You control the pace, but remember, the goal is to keep her interest high, not make her feel abandoned or discarded. The line is thin, so tread carefully if you don't want everything to crumble. If you're tired of playing the indifference game wrong and only managing to sink the ship even more, it's time to realize that overdoing the disappearing act could be the end. If you think disappearing entirely will solve things, congratulations, you're just speeding up her disinterest. But if you want to flip the game smartly without looking like a clueless fool, go to the description and grab the digital book I left for you. There, you'll learn to measure indifference with skill, keep the mystery without ruining the relationship, and of course, stop screwing up with unplanned disappearances. If you want her to respect you, learn to wield the power of indifference without letting it backfire on you. Now that you understand the mechanics of indifference and how to nail the timing, let's get into practical tips on how to play this game without looking bored or uninterested. These tips will teach you how to balance mystery and keep the perfect mix of attraction and curiosity. Tip 1. How to be indifferent without looking disinterested. The first rule of this game is simple. Don't be predictable. You want to be indifferent without seeming like you've given up entirely. If you were in the habit of texting all the time, start reducing the pace, but don't compromise quality. It's not about going off the grid and leaving her thinking you vanished into the Bermuda Triangle. It's about creating curiosity, not desperation. Hold off on the response time. Did she message you? Reply later without rushing, but make it count when you do. Show that your life is happening and that you're not just there waiting for the phone to buzz. Skip the small talk and make the conversation worthwhile. This way, you make it clear that you have a busy life and, at the same time, that you still care. And about dates, don't always be available. That's basic. Sometimes you're going to say you're busy with something more important. No, don't make up lame excuses. Be direct, genuinely busy. It shows her you have priorities, and guess what? That automatically makes you more attractive. The trick is simple. Your attention is valuable, not a complimentary gift. Tip 2. Use indifference to create mystery. Here's where the game starts to get fun. Creating mystery. When you stop being the guy who's always a click away, guess what? She starts wondering what's going on. What are you doing? With whom? And why are you suddenly not there all the time? That curiosity is your ally, because it keeps you living rent-free in her mind. The trick is to be unpredictable. One day you're there, chatting, and the next day you vanish a bit. This back and forth creates an emotional roller coaster that keeps her thoughts on you. And that uncertainty about your moves, that feeling of not knowing what to expect, keeps the interest alive. She'll keep trying to figure out what's happening, and that's exactly what you want. And look, don't go spilling your heart out or revealing everything you feel or think. Always leave a part hidden, something for her to piece together. That doubt about what you really want or feel is what keeps the mystery alive. And man, emotional tension is everything in a relationship, especially in the beginning or the pursuit phase. Now, don't overdo it. If you play the indifferent card too hard, it'll seem like you genuinely don't care, and there goes your shot. The secret is to be unpredictable in an authentic way. She has to stay curious but not feel rejected or ignored. So, to sum it up, indifference is an emotional manipulation tool that, when used right, makes her value your presence because she feels your absence here and there. But man, balance is everything. If you disappear too much, you're out. If you cling, you're boring. The secret is to find the middle ground where mystery and curiosity play in your favor without you seeming like you don't care. Now that you know how this game messes with her emotions, I want to know, have you ever used this tactic before? How did she react? Tell me in the comments because I want to hear how the drama unfolded. Oh, and if you liked the video, do your thing. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss a thing. See you in the next session.